Hey, Buddy Geeks. Thanks for joining me for on-demand classes. This is my new class, Pilates for Endurance. And the way that we're going to make this class specifically focused on muscular endurance and building more of that for yourself in your practice is in three ways. We're going to add a higher number of repetitions to some of the exercises that we select. We're going to do them at a pace that feels really deliberate and vary that pace from deliberate to fast. And finally, we're going to practice continuing to breathe and move the way that Pilates was intended to be done anyway, but we'll make that a focus for this class. I'm going to do some 30-minute, 45-minute, and 1-hour versions of this class, and they'll drop every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So to start today's class, let's just come to standing and do 3 roll downs. So your feet are in parallel, and you'll inhale and raise your arms, and then just continue breathing and moving as you roll down. As soon as your hands touch the floor, come right back up. Now, a deliberate pace is going to mean that you're pushing yourself to keep moving at just a slightly faster pace than what you feel like you want to go today. Not feeling urgent or rushed, just pushing to go a little bit faster. Come to the end of your mat, cross one foot over the other, and descend without leaning forward for as long as you can. And then if you need your hands on the floor for help cushion the blow and come all the way down. Reach your arms and your legs away from one another. Take a deep breath in. Then leaving your legs on the floor today, lift your upper body and pump your 100. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. So you're using the legs on the floor as a way to find the two-way stretch, more specifically the upper body pulling away from where the legs are reaching. You're welcome to put your feet against a wall if you'd like something to press against. And if you feel like this is a little bit straining for your low back, try putting your feet up on a wall and pushing, or putting a pillow underneath your low back. Keep it moving, keep it breathing. Keep pulling your upper body from deep in your guts away from your legs. And then with your last breath, all the way down, flex your feet and go right into your first roll up. And of course, if you have a strap, feel free to use that. We're going to do 10 roll-ups today. And again, a wall would be great to put your feet against. And we may not get through all of the exercises in the advanced mat. I'm kind of curating the exercises for these shorter classes. I feel like roll-up is one of those exercises where there's a moment where you either stop breathing or clamp down on your breath. And so see if you can keep blowing out air through that moment where the stomach muscles have to work really hard to help you up that last little bit. I think we've got 2 more to go. The idea being that if you only ever do the same number of reps, you're not going to build any more endurance than it takes to do those reps. Let's go right into the leg circles. So you can either hold onto your poles on your high mat or take your legs down or your arms down by your sides, and we'll do 5. And reverse. And sometimes there's a breath pattern for this where there's one breath to breathe, one breath in on a leg circle, and then as you reverse, you exhale, switch sides. But I'm just trying to continue breathing as I'm moving. When there's no more air to breathe out, then I'll breathe in, and vice versa. And reverse the leg. And we're going to go for a second set. So first leg in the air. This time you're going to cross the leg over the body. Let it pull the hip up. And then back up. Reach. Circle. Reach. And if you don't feel like this is an appropriate version for you just yet, take one foot, put it against a wall, and just rock this leg back and forth to get the idea of twisting your pelvis. And reverse. So the muscles that we're working here, hip flexors, stomach, of course, and switch sides. When the leg crosses the body, it twists the lower half, but the upper half stays put. And if you find that I'm not switching exercises fast enough for you, then you're just going to add on more reps. And reverse, pulling the leg across the body. 5 in each direction. And then we'll come up with either a roll up, or you can just come up and grab your ankles, and we'll go right into rolling like a ball. And we're going to go for 10. You're either exhaling to go back or inhaling to go back. And then the other half of the breath when you come up, because then we're going to switch the breath. Okay, 5 more. Switch which inhale or exhale. That moment of lifting the bum up from your low belly. And one more time. And then grab one leg down into your stomach series. Pull and hold. Pull and hold. Pull and hold. So 5 sets at a little bit slower of a pace, and then we'll pick it up. And a little faster. Inhale for 2, exhale for 2. And one more set. Right into the double leg stretch. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Begin your exhale and then circle your arms and pull your legs in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, begin the circle and then pull your legs in. 3 more times. And as you build your endurance, you may have to take a little bit of work out of the set. And then we'll pick up the pace. Inhale, reach. Exhale, circle. And the single straight leg stretch. No pump today, just pull, switch, pull, switch. Reaching the legs not as far apart from one another as you can, but away from your center. And then pick up the pace. And then 2 hands behind your head, legs go down on the inhale and up on the exhale. Modification for this, put the hands underneath the pelvis for a little bit more support. Still lots of work to be had with this adjustment. You could also make this a pillow. And then let's pick up the pace. And then slowing the crisscross down. Exhale, hold, hold, hold. Inhale, switch, exhale, hold, hold, hold. And you're trying to wring the air out as if wringing out a towel. One more set at this pace, and then we'll pick it up. Inhale and exhale and inhale, exhale and 3 more. Almost there, stick with it. And then our cool down, we go right up into the spine stretch. Feet are apart, one hand on top of the other. Exhale. I'm going to add some rowing in here for you today. So I'm just switching which hand is on top. As I exhale, I'm pushing into the mat and deploying my parachute to the back. Then bring your legs together and we'll go for a row. And you lift, circle, push, squeeze the tush. Use the mat to round forward. Lengthen up through your spine to take the arms. Feet are flexing on this one. I know in contemporary Pilates, this is sometimes called one of the rowing fronts. In classical, this would be rowing 4. We're going to go right into rowing 5, which is the shave. So with both legs crossed, lifting up off of your center, index finger, thumb together, Elbows nice and wide. Imagine having the straps moving the carriage. And then all the way out for the hug. Switch which leg is on top. Try to make the inner surface of your arm land around the trunk of the tree at the same time. And then extend your legs and we'll V-rock. Lean back into your teaser, reach the legs up, and go for a ride. You may even want to try taking your legs a little bit wider today. Some pictures of Joe show this as being a really wide angle. Same idea. Keeping your shape, reaching the crown of the head up to the ceiling. And we'll do 3 more. Remember, we're trying to increase the number of reps, keep our breath a little bit more challenging, maybe bring the legs all the way together, but keep trying to grab the ankles. Just that little space between your ankle and your shin can make all the difference with moving you into the next level of this exercise. And then hold that teaser. Squeeze your legs together, reach your arms up. Part of endurance in a teaser is just to keep holding the position and keep perfecting this idea of pulling your spine up off of your pelvis. Then with control all the way down to the mat. And then the legs are going to come up. Arms out to the sides, and we're going to go tick-tock. So you'll inhale one direction, come back up. And I really like this wide-armed position because it can really tell you which shoulder likes to pop up off the floor. You're trying to keep this nice anchor all the way across your upper back, turning the head opposite the legs. And a modification for this would be to squeeze the knees together and keep them bent. You'll notice that in this exercise, the upper body is twisting opposite from the lower body. This is the foundation of the corkscrew. So although the corkscrew looks really fancy and a lot of stuff's going on, really it's all about this separation of the upper and the lower half of the body and this kind of pepper grinder kind of like action. And then let's take it into a corkscrew. Arms come down by your sides. So you'll tip to one side, little circle, tip the pelvis, come back up. If you're working on the advanced version, feel free to go up into the rollover, but then keep your legs narrow for these first few corkscrews so that you can work on changing the pressure on your spine and keeping your feet right together. And then after you've done a couple, if you want to take the leg swing a little further out to the side, that's always an option. But really, it's still about this same twist. So you could just come back to this position if you'd like and work on twisting your lower half away from your upper half. Do one more corkscrew on each side where the head stays center on the corkscrew. And then rock yourself up to seated, and we'll go right into the saw. No bouncing today, just inhale, reach, exhale, saw. And the direction you're going, that's the leg you're going to reach out away from you. This version of the saw today, I'm going to flip my palm up toward the ceiling to give me a little bit more range in being able to pull that shoulder back and lift up toward the ceiling. Inhale, reach, exhale, saw. And just like we did in the rowing where you were lifting up off of your pelvis, same idea here. Ribs lift off the pelvis, not just folding forward over the legs. Let's go one more to each side. Remember, upping the reps. And then we'll flip it right over for the swan. So you're going to keep your feet, tops of your feet on the floor. Arms are going to go in by your sides. Inhale to lift. And then exhale to lower. Keep these first few swans a little lower. So you can work on the length of the legs, pulling away from the trunk. Both edges of your ribs, front and back, pulling up and away from the pelvis, not just trying to lift higher. And then let's take one arm at a time forward. So yes, I'm pushing into the mat, but I'm not just pushing to help me lift. I'm using my back to help lift, and the arm is just a little extra that I need at the top. And then we'll do both arms at the same time. Inhale and exhale. Maybe you leave your arms forward. Inhale, lift. Or maybe you slide them with you. Your floor, your mat might make a difference which option you choose. And then right into the single leg kick on your elbows. Pull, switch, pull, switch, pull, switch, pull, switch. Pump, 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 pump. Simultaneously switching both legs. I'm using that swan action to pull my body forward, and that's what helps me create that big stretch across the front of the thigh. Let's do 2 more sets. And then one cheek on the floor, hands behind your back. Squeeze your legs together for the double leg kick today. We're going to go 1 squeeze. That's your exhale. And then inhale, push the feet down, reach the arms up, turn your head, switch. Exhale. So just a little variation to help us keep moving and not getting stuck in one part of the exercise or the other. Let's do 1 more set. And then you'll push right up to a child's pose and then round up for the thigh stretch. Arms go up. Inhale to go back, exhale to come up. Three dimensions of the heart coming with you. Let's do 3 more. Maybe a little more squeeze of the inner thighs together to get the pinky side of the foot on the ground. And then tuck your toes. And we're going to practice this little reach the heels, come down onto the knees, lift up. Reach the heels, down onto the knees, reach up. Yeah? And if you'd like to make this a little more challenging for yourself, try to come all the way up to standing. Lower yourself down with control. Knees come to the floor. Heels go back, butt goes back. You stand up. So building yourself into this fun transition that we sometimes use to get from standing to kneeling. And again, that modification was just send the heels to the floor. Maybe you want to come up this time. Hands go back to the floor. Knees go down. And then another halfway step might be, once you get up there, try to set your knees back down without putting your hands on the floor. So there's that shift, lift, and lower. Let's do 1 more of whichever version that you're working on. And then we'll come back to the mat for the neck pull. And if you don't have a strap, you could use the wall if you'd like. Hands go behind your head, and we'll do 5 today. So you lengthen to lift over the legs, 1, 2, 3. Inhale to lift, go right back down. When you get to the thoracic spine, stop for a moment, and then push your head back, elbows open. There's your row. Big inhale to lift up. And if you need a couple breaths here, that's fine, but then keep breathing and find the way to transition into your next side of the breath. Got 1 more to go. And the legs are going to come in, and you'll go right into your bridge, up and down. Maybe you start with your feet a little bit wider. So one way that you can build endurance, and this is one of the ways that I'm choosing the things that we do today, is that I'm using parts of the exercises as whole exercises themselves. So while we may not usually do this up and down action of bridge in the mat before we get to shoulder bridge, we could. It's this nice way of opening the front of the leg here, the hip socket. 11 hip flexors on each side. They all need their special angle to stretch. and open. Then leave your pelvis up. Maybe the feet are a little closer together, and we'll kick for 8 on one side. And just keep it moving. You don't have to worry about the foot. If you'd like to make it fancy and point and flex in one direction, and then flex and point, switch it. Once you've done 8, put that foot on the ground, go right to the other side while keeping your pelvis in the center. And then we're going to go right into the side kick, rolling down, over to one side, scooting back. Body at the back of the mat, legs to the front, head down or up, kick forward and back. The bottom foot is going to stay flexed. The top leg is going to go pointed. Woo. And then after 10, you're going to switch sides by bringing your legs together and trying to swing your legs to the other side. And then try to set yourself up right away and go on this side. And we're going to do 2 sets today. 2 sets on each side so that you can revisit the feeling of pushing this bottom leg down. And 1 more to make 10. Legs come together. Swing them around the corner. Reset yourself up and begin. This time around, see if you can use these bottom ribs, stretch them long out on the mat, then use that to stretch your top side as well. And legs come together. Once again, you switch your sides. Second round, second side. And maybe if you want a little more challenge, that other hand can go behind your head. Got 4 more to go. Just working on your 2-way stretch to find balance. And then you're going to spin yourself around and we'll teaser. So with your knees bent to begin, lean back into your teaser position. Hold it here as though you have your legs in the air. You're welcome to actually do that if you'd like. With endurance, though, I like to start small and then kind of build it up. So we'll go down and come back up. And you can go all the way down if you'd like, as long as you can make it back up with control. This is another one of those places where it's tempting to hold or lock down the breath at some point in the exercise. Now squeeze your legs together, lift one leg. Same idea. And we'll go 1 more with 1 leg. Hold it at the top, simultaneously switch the legs, and we'll go again 3 times. You can see why starting with your feet on the floor can be good for this kind of a series. And then this time you'll lift up and hold it. You'll go 2 legs in the air. Oh my gosh, 3 times. And maybe your feet are on the wall to give you a little bit of help. 1 more time. You'll lift up and hold it this time. Woo, legs go down and up for 3. I'm building my endurance with you. Last one. Hold the legs up. Everything goes down at the same time. We'll teaser 3. Arms go up, up, and then everything pulls down together. Another teaser 3. Keep reaching your legs away from you. I know it's tough. 1 more time. And of course, we will hip circles. Come on up, put your hands back, tilt, circle, switch. Tilt, circle, switch. This is just one of those exercises that you won't build the endurance if you don't do it. And 1 more time to each side. Keeping your teaser position, balancing on your sacrum, and finally cross your legs. Flip yourself over, and we'll go for a swim. Reach the arms and legs long. Find the X. 1 arm, 1 leg. Put it down. 1 arm, opposite leg. Put it down. And let's take this first round, keeping the ASIS bones on the mat. Pubic bone anchored down. Body going with you to lift up and lower. Now leave the upper body up. Simultaneously switch which arm is up. Hold. Switch, hold. Switch, hold. Switch, hold. 1 more time. You can stick with either of these options or lift both arms and legs up. Keep your head looking forward as if over your surfboard and go inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. A little more vigorous. Inhale, exhale. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. Push up position. Tuck your toes. Lift yourself up. No rocking today. Just lift and reach. Lift and reach. Pelvis stays put. Crown of the head reaching forward. Lift and reach. Lift and reach. You can either choose to switch without dropping your bottom or have a seat and turn around. Lift and lower for 3. Inhale. 2. And stop. We'll go up 3 times. Reach and pull. Leg pull, not kick. Leg pull. Keep your bottom up. This is another one of those exercises where you just got to do it. Breathe through it. Bottom goes down. Grab your feet. Roll yourself up. Switch onto your knees. And practice this with me. Staying open across your hips. Reach out away from you until the other leg lifts and stretch. Come right back up. Stay open. Lift and reach away, away, away. Stretch the top side of the body. Come right back up. Last time on this side. Now prioritize this stretch. Lift the waist. We'll circle the leg for 5. And reverse. Keep prioritizing this upper body down to the hip stretch. Now stay open, especially across this bottom hip, and lift and lift and lift and up and over the top. Reach away from you, then prioritize that upper stretch. Keep lifting your waist up toward the ceiling and circle for 5. And reverse. Bottom leg, top of the foot, pressing into the floor. Stay open again. And come up, and we'll seal. Down onto your bottom 10 times. Feet a little higher, and breathe through the claps. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Halfway there. Last 2 seals. You're going to make your way up to standing. Cross your feet all the way up, turn around, and we roll down. Walking out for 4. 1 slow push-up. Walking back, keep your breath moving in and out, rolling up, rolling back down. 1 push-up slow, reach, reach, reach. Woo. And 2 push-ups. Keep them slow, keep them moving. Great way to build your endurance and your push-ups is to keep changing the dynamic. We'll do another 2. Keep it moving, keep it stretching. Going for some 3s. Oh yeah. Rolling up. Make it a little more challenging by taking 1 leg out. 3 slow push-ups. Keep changing the range of motion. 2, 3. Walking yourself back. 1 more round. If you've got 1 foot in the air, keep it in the air as you roll up. Change feet. Last time. 1 more 3. slow to go down, slow to go up. Keep changing the range of your push-up. That was probably a little too low for me. And walking back. Drop your head first, and then use your stomach to round you up. And we'll just do 10 jumping jacks together to finish it out. Spring off the floor. Here you go. 10, 9. Come together. Take a deep breath. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.